Tonight, we meet the man whose campfire heroics inspired Hollywood to share his rescue story on the big screen.
Plus, confusion and frustration in the Oroville community over a new hospital tower project that's been in the works for 6 years. What we're learning about a lawsuit the hospital is facing.
And it's hot, dry, and a little windy in some areas. We're tracking dangerous fire weather.
And a major music festival is bringing the entire community to downtown Redding, all in support of local businesses, bands, and artists. And we'll have a live report.
Covering Northern California. You're watching Action News Now. Coverage you can count on.
Starting today, The Lost Bus, based on a true tale of Paradise bus driver's story to save 22 children from the campfire, hit theaters, but we got to sit down with the hero himself.
Very interesting. It was Margot Rowe, actually, who sat down with him. And his name is Kevin McKay, and he shares his experience about being involved with this movie. How does he feel? Obviously, he's seen it at this point. What did he tell you?
Yes, he saw it back on September 5th at the Toronto International Film Festival, and he says there's been a lot of emotions with it, obviously. It is a tale of survival and endurance, and he says there have been moments of pride in his experience and hopes others who were impacted by the fire will also feel a sense of pride in seeing Paradise's story told. Now, I sat down with Kevin McKay, and he told me overall the entire experience has been an honor. He says it was surreal to have his story turned into a movie, and he also got to have a say in several of the elements of the film.
And, I felt very included. I got to share my perspective, and a lot of that perspective made it into the film, and some very key moments. And so, the authenticity that Apple was looking to come up with, the filmmaker, Paul Greengrass, he wanted this to be real and authentic and true to the story. And of course, it's a Hollywood film, and so there's some things in there that are either exaggerated or it collapsed. You have to show a movie in a couple of hours.
And as to how he felt about meeting and having Matthew McConaughey play him, McKay says he's one of his favorite actors, and they're actually still in contact with him. His son, McConaughey's son, who portrays McKay's son in the film, they actually still talk. And the film starts streaming on Apple TV Plus on October 3rd, but there are several theaters in our area that are playing it this weekend, and we have that full list of theaters on our website.
Yeah, Margot, you did your homework, right? You watched the movie yourself, and you're pretty familiar with it. What did you think?
I think it was very accurate. It was a little hard to watch. I wasn't here during the campfire, but after seeing the footage and talking to survivors, I think it captured the horror of the day very well. And I agree with McKay. I would recommend this movie to people who want to understand the challenges people faced getting out, the pressure local public safety agencies faced, and I did have to pause it at one point. But it opens up conversations, which McKay is hoping more people can have after watching it.
Haley and I were here in 2018, but you were up there that morning.
I was in your shoes, Margaret. I was there the morning the fire started. I was there, I remember standing on Skyway just screaming. We were going live every few minutes trying to just tell people to get out. Firefighters were chasing me down, It was a day that all of us will never forget.
Look forward to seeing the movie, even though, as you say, it's
going to be tough. It's going to be tough. It definitely takes some time with it.
Thanks, Thank you, Margot.
We are tracking a structure fire burning in Shasta County. Take a look. This is the alert. This is not in Shasta County. We're taking a look at Lake Oroville here right now, so we can take that graphic down. But it is another warm day. Howie is going to have our forecast in just a moment. In fact, there he is. Howie?
Yes, today not the greatest in terms of fire safety because we are on the hotter side once again, mid to upper 90s. That dries out the air. Then we're looking at winds out of the northeast, dry, sinking air from the north. That dries out the air. We're still seeing some gusts. They've come down a little bit. Still seeing some 25-mile-per-hour gusts, really from Redding, Red Bluff, into Chico and Corning. And then look at our moisture levels, the relative humidity. Remember, 15%, 1.5 or lower, dangerously low, and that's what we're looking at in some locations. Thus, we have the red flag warnings for parts of the valley that goes into tomorrow morning for low moisture levels and strong winds and hot temperatures. But here's what happens tomorrow. Moisture levels go up, winds come down, heat goes down, And then what happens? We go from extreme or very high to moderate for significant fire risk potential. Plus, we could see some showers next week. We'll talk all about it in a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Howie, and we're going to get you some more information about that fire coming up soon.
Yeah, well, the new Oroville Hospital Tower project that's been ongoing since 2019, well, it's 6 years later, it's still not opened. Actually, in April, we told you that the hospital officials said that the tower was completed. It was completed in March, the month before. But the opening, they told us, would be pushed back due to needing to go through state approvals. But here we are now, almost to the month of October. It's still not open, and actually, now reporter Bea Barbosa is live in Oroville in front of the building that we see behind her there. And Bea, there's been a lot of confusion in Oroville about when this tower will open.
Yeah, Alan, people that I spoke with in the community expressed frustration and confusion over when exactly this building behind me here will open. A lot of people told me that this is a much needed addition that they were excited about getting, but as 6 years have gone by and the building seemingly finished, some people that I spoke with say they feel like it will just never open. I've been working all day on trying to get to the bottom of it. I started calling around and was told by a spokesperson with Oroville Hospital this morning that conversations with the administration team are currently going on to determine if they are able to provide any comment on my questions. I spoke with Oroville Councilmember Chuck Reynolds in an effort to see what city leaders know about the situation. He told me that he expects the new tower will be finished up sooner than some may think.
Well, I know that they're in the final stages of just getting down to the last details of checks and balances with the equipment and things like that. There was a lot of bureaucratic red tape going on with it, but everything is stable and fine with the construction and the contract and everything.
Councilmember Reynolds told me that the hospital is a few weeks away from having the new tower finalized now that they have implemented a 3-day domestic water supply to follow a new state requirement. But the hospital's lack of comment on this at the time meant that I had to do a little bit more digging. And the Action News Now team discovered court documents showing that the hospital is facing a civil lawsuit from the contractors who built the new building, Modern Sun. The lawsuit was filed in March of 2024 by Modern Sun, who claims that the hospital owes them over $16 million for unpaid work and fees. When I reached out to Oroville Hospital to find out whether this was the reason that the new building's opening was delayed, they told me that any pending litigation has no impact on the opening of the new tower. And in the last hour, a representative with the Oroville Hospital actually sent me another statement saying, in part, quote, "As with any legal proceeding, it's important to remember that there are two sides to every story. We have great respect for the legal process and are confident it will bring all the facts to light." And officials with the hospital have yet to tell me when the new building will be opened, though, and they haven't said if they will be able to comment on that or why it has been delayed, but we'll be following this story and keep you up to date with any new information that we learn. Reporting live in Oroville, Bea Barbosa, Action News Now.
Thank you, Bea. And officials with the Oroville Hospital and Modern Sun will be back in court in mid-November when a status conference for that lawsuit is scheduled. You can read the hospital's full statement on our website, actionnewsnow.com.
An Oroville man is facing felony charges for allegedly detonating a homemade bomb in the parking lot of his now ex-girlfriend's apartment complex on Nelson Avenue. DA Mike Ramsey says David Dennis assaulted her, then set off the chemical bomb, which shattered shards of glass back on September 22nd. He says Davis has a criminal record going back for decades. Davis is due in court October 1st and faces more than 19 years in prison if he's convicted.
A combined $10 million is headed toward Butte and Tehama County Offices of Education to support new Prop 47 programs aimed at keeping kids off drugs. Now, it comes from a new $127 million investment in programs statewide designed to boost behavioral health services, with a majority of it going toward a program to provide treatment mandated by Prop 36. Butte County's Department of Education is getting $2 million, Tehama County $8 million. Governor Newsom says by providing the new treatment, it will help boost public safety across the state.
Happening now, the 6th annual Reading Roots Revival Music Festival has returned to downtown Reading, and Action News Now reporter Blake Mayfield is there live. Blake, it's not just bands and artists who benefit from something like this, it's everybody.
Yeah, that's true, Haley. Along with the bands performing, local businesses can also see an influx of new customers from events like this one. And one of those local businesses looking for some new people tonight is Holy Crepe Food Truck behind me here. They do crepes and crazy fries, and they're one of the few food trucks that are here at the Revival Fest this weekend.
Live report.
Beer truck and also a Dole Whirl truck serving up Dole Whip behind me. Just one of the few that's doing food and beverages here. Holy Crepe not only specializes in the gourmet European crepes, but also savory foods like their popular carne asada fries and my favorite, the buffalo chicken fries. About an hour ago, I caught up with the co-owner of Holy Crepe to find out how a festival like this can help their business.
We love being a part of anything that has to do with like community, and Reading Roots is definitely community-based event. So we just love coming. I call us kind of the junk food truck. We have everything that goes well with a beer, so come see us.
And as you can probably hear in the background, bands started performing live about an hour ago, and they'll be rocking the 3 stages here until late tonight. The Revival Fest will be happening tomorrow as well from 3 to 10 p.m. and on Sunday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Reporting live in downtown Reading, I'm Blake Mayfield, Action News Now.
All right, Blake, thank you so much. It looked fantastic out there. And Alan, did you see that crepe? Whatever
Is
they're
that called
making?
Holy Crepes?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
it looks good. doesn't it? It looks really good.
Oh my gosh. I think
You're almost done.
We're a little too close to dinner time.
But a great event, yeah. Well, new at 6, Butte County is launching a new program that could help you breathe easier. The Air Quality Management District is debuting the program to provide portable air filters at no cost to some living in Butte County. The district is holding a Breathe Better Butte Fair on October 1st at Riverbend Park in Oroville. Wednesday is when that takes place. So that's where households with an annual income of less than $75,000 a year will be able to leave with a free air filter. It's aimed at helping reduce exposure to wildfire smoke and other harmful pollutants. If you just make sure to bring proof of residency, proof of income, then you can get that free filter. The fair runs from 2 to 5:30 p.m. Still to come, a new apartment complex to support low-income families in Chico. Let's show you what it has to offer.